Okay, folks, so if you thought that you missed the first two painting sessions today, guess what? You're in luck. There's a third one. And if you didn't follow along, you don't know what the heck I'm working on, my Hungarians. Well, here they are. They've already sealed, varnished, and we're going to paint a little bit of brown around the bases here, and then we will epoxy them on this extremely small stand. John Pita, you never give up. That's right, never surrender. Oh, no quarter. All right, so we're gonna grab the chocolate brown here, and we will put a tiny little bit. This makes a big difference there at the end, because if we don't do this, it's going to be really difficult to get in between those bases right now. And it'll be very difficult to do that, and it'll be mounting the fat boys. Yes, I like that. I like that. Who you calling fat? No fat boy here. Yep, that's them. Anyhow, it's whoop, too wet. Hello. All right, let's put these guys here. Yeah, I like this color scheme on these guys. It turned out okay. It was colorful without being, Italian condottieri looking. You don't want them too bright and fancy. So yeah, this is a problem sometimes getting in between. Now this is interesting. The stance that these guys have is wide. Oh, okay. The way they're facing, they should be able to fit. What happens is sometimes the Essex stances are wide like this. If you put them side by side, you have to end up staggering them, like I had to do with some of the Gallo glass figures, because they just flat out won't fit. So that's need to work on my Hungarian. I don't know what the hell a Hungarian accent is. I don't know what a Hungarian accent is. Yes, that was my impression of that comedian that used to talk about the Chinese buffet. You'll be here for an hour. Yeah, I don't know what a Hungarian accent is. I guess we'll need to work on that. Okay. Don't need to do a whole lot. Just need to do enough that this would be just a total pain in the butt if you had to do this after they were mounted already on the stand. And a day of painting. Like I said, this is a cheap hobby. You get a lot of hours of entertainment from not a whole lot of cost. Without breaking a sweat. Hopefully. That'll be tomorrow. Could start off with a hint of Vincent Price. Speaking of Vincent Price, I've been trying to find. I don't want to buy it. I want to find a feed of the original Three Musketeers. Well, actually, it's not the original one because they've done so many damn ones. But the one he's in, the one where he plays Richelieu from 1946, I believe. It's the one that has all those original sword fights and all that stuff in there to show my daughter. And it's an old movie, but it's colorized. I don't mind old movies. I just cannot stand black and white. So if it's colorized, I'm game. And I remember seeing that movie, not when I was a kid, but as a young adult, and really liked it. I was impressed with it, and yeah, wouldn't mind if my geez, 4 people already. All right, folks, come on down. I remember enjoying that movie, and it's got all classic sword fighting and all that stuff in there. I played a three musketeers or a four musketeers game, depending on how you want to look at it, at a convention a while ago, and had a blast playing that. Okay, we got that done. Now let's go ahead and get the epoxy out. Let me find my glasses so I can find myself. Oh, here I am. And I've got one of these pieces of cardboard I've just been ripping to shreds. Is there anything important? I got some things written down here. What is this? Oh, some scores. I've already logged those, I'm pretty sure. Australian Greg, just out of the shower and having a cup of tea. Seems that I have a lot of catching up to do. Yeah, you do. Not as bad as last weekend with a 9.5er, but yeah, we're getting. You get to see some Hungarians, some well-hung Hungarians getting done. I think I called this video "Hungry for Hungary." Yeah, most of the filming happened while you were sleeping. Okay, let's mix this stuff up. Sleep is good. Sleep is necessary, but it's not good. It's a waste of time. This is so much more invigorating. All right, let us pop off these guys. Comrade Popov. See if we can cut one of my own fingers on live. I did slice myself a while ago, like right through the middle here, and it didn't even hurt. It bled. Oh my gosh, I swear I lost 4 pints. It bled forever. But it didn't hurt, ironically. Cuts on your hand can be very leaky. And of course, we'll recycle all these pennies. Especially since I hear there's a penny shortage. That's what they say. That's what they'd have you believe. Okay, these guys are all the same guys, all the same poses. We're going to just doop, and put one on the end here. I'm gonna take this guy. want to make sure these guys are all facing forward. Okay. Aha! Sitting down on the job. The bottom of this guy's stand is probably not 100% level. And it's probably causing that. Okay, here's the boys. Not bad. I'll let you jokers sit over here and dry up. Okay. Let's put the epoxy back where it belongs. Okay, and we're working on this guy right here. Let that dry for a little bit and then we'll come out and do the ground coverage on there. All right, we went ahead and we did this guy's face. Tunic. So these guys have a green tunic. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the shield here. That's gonna make a difference. Does this guy have knee pads? He does. He has this different type as the other one, but all right. Let's you might actually have plate. He almost might have like plate greaves. I think he does. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's paint it like he's got some plate greaves. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna be painting here, so let's do like so. And do we still have any of our metallic? We do. It's down here. I'm going to do something before we get into this. Let's clean this brush out a little bit. And all we're going to do is we're going to use, I don't love this stuff, but we're going to use some of this Master's brush cleaner. It just helps get some of this extra goop in there that keeps the brush from laying flat. So it's not too bad on this one. Let's see if we can't. Let's get us some new water. How about we do that? We'll be right back. I'll get some new water here. we got some new water in there. This is the brush that we're going to clean up. Some brushes just get to the point where they're hopeless and they're not worth spending any time on because they, I see you use a brush for mixing epoxy. How do you clean the brush for next use? I don't. It's one that is outlived its usefulness. And yes, I watched the last episode of The Boys. I did, and it got better for me. I didn't like where I didn't like where this season was going, but it kind of redeemed itself. Okay. So we're going to take some water. This is the one we were going to clean up, isn't it? Yep. All right. And I'm going to get in here and get some of the soap on it. Now, you can do this in the sink, but the problem with doing this in the sink is that you're going to run through a lot of water. So this is the only part I don't like it, is I just use the palm of my hand. I guess you could do something else, but all this does is just loosen the paint. That should be good enough. Yeah, that's a lot better. It works pretty well. It's supposed to work on enamels and stuff too, but I don't worry about it too much. Like if you have a brush like this, okay, this brush, it's got some paint on it and stuff here, but it also has these bristles that are popping out. It's not going to be able to fix that. So it's not worth spending a ton of time trying to fix a brush that has not much life in it. Look at this one. I'll put it down here. Look at that bend that brush has in it. You're not going to be able to fix that. So it's just best not to worry about it. Use it for dry brushing or something. You know, this stuff is pretty expensive. I mean, it's going to last forever. I'm never going to have to buy another one. But this was like $10. And it's more the time that you're spending. Oh, interesting. It's got this come off. Like there's an air gap in between it. Interesting. You know, the time you spend cleaning them is also worth something too. So if you want to do a painting session, and this is made in the United States. Holy crap. The one product I have that's made in the US. Nah, the craft paint is too. But that's it. There's nothing else other than those things. There's the only things like that. Now, are these guys... Yeah, okay. So they are glued on there, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do the goopy. Do the goopy stuff. And that's down here. The French goopy stuff. Is it this one? Yep, resin sand. I have another one that's called natural sand. And I use this one for like the sand dunes and stuff that I made. I made some sand dunes and it works really well. It's a much finer grit, basically the same product, just a different grit in it. So we're gonna zoom out for this. Look, this gets so wobbly all of a sudden. Yeah, I read that. I read that that you can shape the brushes, but if you wait too long to do it, once it starts curling like that, there's no fixing it. So I don't fret about it too much. You know, I don't buy expensive brushes, so I don't like the. I'm not liking the smell of this. It almost, you know, it's made in France, and it seems like it's made in a factory where everybody's chain smoking cigarettes. It's got a faint cigarette type of smell. It probably isn't. It's just it just seems that way. So, all right, let's get our tools, and they happen to be over here. And we want to use a brush for this too. See, I've got brushes that I just use for really, they're like this one that's misbehaves. This is going to end up, this is a brush that I believe that's the one I used the other night to put this stuff in. So we're going to pull some of this stuff out, put it here in easy reach. And then just get it in here, and you can maneuver it a lot better with this brush. This will be the third element done. So a quarter of the army's done. Well, will be. Ugh, tomorrow's a work day. Bah. I'm gonna make sure all my stuff's packed for tomorrow. I believe it is. I gotta remember to take this mount with me. Just the little mount, not the extendable arm, just the mount part. I attach that to a tripod and for filming. It's like we'll have 5 people, so 4 is definitely doable. And we've got a couple people joining us from out of town. It should be good. DBA action. I still got one more pack of brushes though. These guys right here. You know, I got a whole other set. So I like how they put premium. They could put premium on anything and it makes it seem like it's better. No, it's not. They should be called cheap ass. Cheap ass brushes. I don't think that's what it is. It's 10 brushes for like $3.97 or something like that. Just some absurd low price. So, you know, the square bladed ones, the ones that are shaped like the flat edge ones. Let me show you one of them. One of these right here. It comes with some of these every time. I really don't have a use for them. You'd think that these flat ones would be better for painting like the edges or something. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not more useful. Put some butter on the brushes. Well, they say you could put this on it too, but once it's you know, these brushes are too cheap to take care of them. I do need to find another source because I don't plan on getting them where I've gotten the last set. So maybe Amazon or problem is buying them sight unseen. You know, every brush is different. So okay. Let him dry up here. Okay. Put this back. Now, these guys. I gotta find a shield for them to do for those guys. And unfortunately that would be on the camera. Yeah, so here's what these guys ended up looking like. But we fine looking folks. Fine looking folks. Okay, let's do some plate mail for this guy, like I said we were going to. There we go. Yeah, I like the stripe. The stripes are nice. Stripey. I don't know what I'm going to do on this guy's shield. I think I'm going to put that off, that decision. I really should figure out what the hell I'm going to do on it so that I can find a complementary shirt side to it, but that's not the most exciting stuff when I pull up stuff. So Okay, let's, my daughter was using my computer last, a couple hours ago, so, all right, so let's do one thing. Let's go to, eBay. Not eBay, Amazon, sorry. And I should still have this in my cart. Okay, so on Amazon, I actually found, I'm not sure exactly how I found this, but there's a book on Hungarian military flags. And by Gyozo Somogi. Okay. Goes, I don't know what it is. Okay. It's, let's see if I can show you guys. Okay. All right, so this is the book, Hungarian Military Flags, and it's a $40 book, but somebody decided to put all of the pages here, pictures of the different flags already on there, which I thought was kind of interesting. It looks like a really good book, but if they've got this stuff here, I'm not going to buy the book. There's no need to do that. So I can actually zoom in and look at all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is probably paint one of these items on the shield of these guys. And what I'm thinking of doing is probably this one here that has the double cross. Or the red background with a double cross and the little green hill. It seems to be backwards on down here, so I'm not sure which one is a more accurate one or what have you. But let's take a look at this. I could totally see doing that. And I actually like the red shield better. What's the other one? The other one's red and white as well. Okay, so mostly it's going to be a totally red shield. Now, that should also coincide with, hold on a second. I'm telling you, the internet just has a plethora of information. It would be nice if it loaded up. That's right, I'm working with our wonderful internet system, our internet here. Well, can I still get this one to come up? This is what we're going to go with. We're going to go with that. We're going to go with this right here. You see that little quarter there? That's the one we're going to go with, all right? So without further ado, that's what we're going to do. Okay? So what that means is we're going to paint this entire thing red. So let's go ahead and do one. Okay, and what red did we use last time for this? Because I really don't want to use that same red for these other shields. Let's use, I'm not sure if it was flat red or not. I think it was. I know it wasn't this vermilion color. So let's go ahead and paint. Let's do one guy completely done. Make sure that we're on the right track and so forth. So hedge your bets. Okay. Let's just let's close this. Yeah. It was a big old pile coming up. Now, which is the brush we just cleaned up? This one right here? Where's our black? We need to put some more black down here. And we're gonna need this little guy. A couple more drops of this. Just search for that book on Amazon Germany. Could not find it. Yeah, somebody has pointed them in the direction of something also on Amazon and they couldn't find it. I think it was the DBA rules. But the DBA rules are on Amazon and so are the DBMM books. I like Amazon because you know exactly how much the shipping's going to be. You're not going to get surprised. You just bought a $40 book and oh yeah, the shipping's $20. Like what? You know, it's none of those kind of surprises. All right, so we're going to paint this entire shield red. So we're going to come in here. Just paint the whole damn shield. Now, for comparison purposes, I'm going to go ahead and boot this thing back up and just make sure that there aren't any more details on that crest that I may want to add. Not necessarily on that picture, but we're going to open up another tab and do a Hungarian flag crest search. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Well, that's pretty good. Should be fine. We're going to have to use another green. I want a green that has a little bit more oomph than that other green that I pulled off. Let's see. It's the one called flat green. Yeah, this is the kind of color we want. Now one of these old Vallejo colors. Okay. right, and it's got 3 humps. Okay. We're just laying everything out right now. Just laying everything out because we don't want to get started and the proportions be all off. Okay. And is white still alive? It is. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Let's take some of this over here. A little bit of black. Should be fine. That type of a color. And there's going to be a cross that's on it. And okay. So we're just laying it out basically. Okay. And then we're going to go a little bit wider there. A little wider there. Okay. Go back to this green. It's got a little tuft of something there at the end. There we go. And now we'll use this type of a yellow. Because little goes a long way on that. We don't need to saturate this with something like that. So we're just going to come in here. And then we're going to do the same thing with this red. We're going to bring it up around the shield. Man, I'm falling asleep. I am falling asleep. Let's see what we have here. No. Okay, let me go get something. I'll pick her up. Okay, well, I'm back, but I'm not back. We got coffee brewing, and we'll have a picker up or a quicker picker up here. Ain't nobody here but us chickens. You may not know the reference. It's from a black and white film. Now I'm all alone and I can type anything I like. That actually sounded like a line. I don't know if you've seen in Germany the Looney Tunes cartoons from the 1940s, 50s, 60s. And there's a character on there called Foghorn Leghorn. He is a loudmouth southern rooster. And he has southernisms and things like that he says. And that sounds like something that he would have said. Nothing here but us chickens. Black and white film. No, I don't know black and white films. Black and white films that I have seen, I probably are less than two hands worth for sure. Maybe five. I do not like black and white. I like foreign movies. I like old movies. Yeah, foreign movies don't. I actually prefer foreign movies because I don't know the actors, and there's too many things that have too many actors that you've already seen a million times that you have preconceptions of how they're going to be. Most people are typecast, and I prefer seeing new blood for sure. So a foreign movie does that, and I watch everything in subtitles. I tend to watch complicated stuff, and subtitles help. I actually saw a movie I had never seen before last night. It's kind of a classic movie, and we saw Taxi Driver. I'd never seen Taxi Driver before, and watched it with my mom. She'd never seen it either. She's my action movie watcher person, and yeah. Well, this is gonna look good. You gonna look good. Now the problem is replicating it, which shouldn't be that difficult. Look how that's building up there. You know the character. The scene I'm referring to has a black man hiding in a chicken coop, and as a sheriff gets close, the person hiding utters this line. You know what? If I saw it I bet if I saw it, since it reminds me of that, I bet there was a play on that original movie that they worked into the cartoon. I bet you that's exactly what it is. And it would not have made any sense to me because I hadn't seen the black and white movie. But now that you mention that, I bet that's the tie-in. Because they certainly do, they certainly put in pop culture type things in there. But if you're not familiar with the pop culture, which I would not have been, then that would have been lost on me. Yeah, I grew up watching those cartoons with my dad. My dad would like them, and of course, some of them they probably don't show them anymore because we can't show those cartoons because they're too violent. Meanwhile, children are having oral sex in 5th grade now. That wasn't the case, so. That's not the problems that we're having is those cartoons. Okay, yeah, a little bit more buildup. Of course, if they ran those films now, somebody would get arrested. People have thin skin nowadays. I think we need another war to just to straighten people up sometimes. Not that I want one, but I'm just saying that There's not enough problems. People like to complain about problems that there aren't any of. So, anywho, let's bring this up a little bit more. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to go back and forth with these two colors. We'll bring it up to the level where we need it at. And and maybe a little bit more. Whoa, too much. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, whoa. We're gonna have to go pour the coffee. But let's get this pure white in there. Look at that. Yeah, baby. We're gonna leave this guy right here. I'm gonna go pour some coffee, and then I gotta come back in like 4 minutes and pour it out again. Oh, I'm such a poor cook. I can't even boil water. I didn't turn it on. World's worst multitasker. Told you. Where were those girls when I went to school? I don't know. See, you're 20 years older than I am. So I was in fifth grade in 1980. So you would have been in 1960. Let's say your 1985 is 1965. So I suspect you like the music from like the mid 60s. Because an older friend of mine that I had an older friend of mine that I used to get together all the time to game with. And he always said people always liked the music that was going on when they were in puberty. And I think he was onto something. I like 80s music, and now music's not very important to me. I could take it or leave it. It's not really a thing that I even think about. Whoa, hello, greetings. Well, that could be a problem. Well, we'll just let it see and see what happens. We needed to brighten the red. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna brighten the red with this. I looked at my yearbooks from high school. We were all children. Well, you're used to seeing yourself as you are in your current state, for sure, always. And in my case, I look at people that are my age and they look horrible. People look really old that are 49. And there's just a lot of people out there that have either had a hard life or substance abuse, or definitely have not had any substance abuse for me. So, and some of it's genetic. Okay, take a look at this. Looking pretty good. I think we need to bring all the shields up to that level now before we forget how the hell we did it. Okay. Do, do. All right. Awesome. Love doing shields. Love doing shields. So we're going to do the same thing with this next one, and then we'll brighten them up together. And just for comparison, of course, they don't look the same when they're varnished. They look a lot better. I don't know what it is, but here's what the two different units will look like. Yeah? And of course, the other heavy infantry looks like this. It'll be one unit of blades and two spears. So shield looks like a transfer. Respect. Thank you. You can't. You just have to break it down into like parts. Like, you know. We'll see. We'll see how I do on these other ones. I'm gonna go ahead and do the shields first, and then go back and do the faces. All right. So we've got this. That's about how dark we went. All right. Let's grab our. As I like to say, one of my favorite sayings I heard a long time ago, this is not my first rodeo. I just can't boil water. It's called being specialized. Everybody, I think most people are patient, can have patience for different things. I don't see how, I don't have the patience to cook or watch sports. Um, I have the patience for this. We're not all the same, and that's okay. We don't have to be. We weren't all created the same. That's why I wish there was a way that we could find out what we were good at before you went to college. Because there's a whole bunch of people that go into one field that if they would have known, they would have gone into something different and been a lot better at it. But I know a lot of people that are defined by what they do for a living. I'm not. That doesn't mean I don't give a shit about my job. I'm just saying that, the job could be anything. It doesn't really matter. I couldn't imagine being someone like a lawyer or a doctor or somebody who's, that's what they do and that's who they are. I'm a miniatures painter. I can't even say that I like history because there's some parts of history I just don't give a crap about. I don't care for American history. There's not enough evil bastards here. Here it's like, you take American history and it's like, oh, there's not enough wars, so we'll have to go over laws. I don't want to go over laws. That stuff's not exciting. Let me go check on the coffee. Let me check on my bowl of water, make sure I don't burn it. Okay, in about 5 minutes or so, I'll leave and give that a check. 5 minutes or more. Okay. So we've got everybody that has the base coat. Let's go ahead and base coat them again. Make sure we've got enough thickness. We don't want to paint on top of this and then end up rubbing the paint off if we don't have enough there. And this is me winging it. Okay. All right, we go back to this first one and let's look at our example. All right, we're going to go ahead and put the 3 green humps. The 3 green humps. Okay. And I think we need to go a little darker than that. There we go. Let's get some moistness here. How far up did we go? More than that. Okay. This one. This one. Okay. Let's see, we have, let's get this color out. Now, let's get this white. All right, working on it down here, perfect. This little bit of this airbrush thinner really makes a difference. It behaves so much better. It doesn't catch on things. All right. So we're going to come up here and put a cross there. This is thirds, the small ones here, the other ones here. Okay. Same thing here. And it's in thirds. So we got the smaller thirds here and the larger ones here. Okay. And the last one. All right, now let's compare that we've got all the pacing about the same. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and fill these things out. back at the end of high school, we were tested. It was probably an IQ test, but we were given a printout listing what we were weak and strong in and the occupations that would fit those abilities. Okay. Did you go with it? Did you end up doing something that you were good at? An IQ test. I'm not sure they do IQ tests here. You might offend someone. I don't know. There's some people that are really good at school, and there's some people that are really good workers. There's people that are really intelligent, could do really good at school, but they can't show up for work when they get a job, and they're a worthless worker. So, of course, you didn't what you were good at. Well, you turned out okay. You're retired now, and right, and that's all behind you. Let's fill this in a little bit more. Okay. Fill this one out a little bit more. And not everybody is made the same. There's some people that are really good at chess, genius chess level, but then they don't know how to put on deodorant. So what good does it do you? Um, I can't play chess. I can't see that many. That's just not how I'm programmed for. And it doesn't bother me. Like, that's fine. You got people that are really good at algebra too, and they can't handle things that are less abstract. I can't do abstract math. I can't wrap my head around it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not good at things that are like that. Some people can't handle dates. They're really bad with dates. I'm good with dates. So, okay. Okay. Let's see what we're looking like here. Right. Let's build up the green. Okay, this is like what we did. Let's add more green to it. I don't think this is difficult, but you do need to realize that you're not going to get it done in one shot. You've got to even things up, not get them out of control, not get too far on the wrong track. Go back to the beginning and do this color. Okay, I'm going to brighten this up more. Take this core color that we have here, let's add some yellow to it. A little more yellow, a little more yellow, a little more. Let's try that. Yep, that's the ticket. Okay, let's compare to this one. A little more. Okay. Now we'll check on the coffee. And put my glasses on. Find my way out of this room. Okay. That'll be coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. Prost. Okay. You've had 3 lives so far, and everyone was really interesting. First one in Canada, mostly in sales. Second one as an employee in Germany, and now self-employed in Germany doing tours to Canada. There you go. What part of Canada? I've never been to Canada. I figure it's almost the same as here. And why is it that people in the UK and Australia, Japan, Jamaica Islands, they drive on the other side? They have the steering wheel. Why did that get started? Everybody else just said, you people are silly. I was talking about this the other day. I couldn't. I don't think I could. I love driving a stick shift, but I don't know if I could drive a stick shift with a shifter being in the middle of the car. I have to shift with my left hand. That's asking a lot. I think that's asking a whole lot. That's that's asking for an accident, but that's not really a problem that we have now because no traveling and so forth. But all right, we need to shift back to the white. We need to shift back to white. Okay, and we'll do this one. And this one. And then we're going to shift to red. Now we did. I do guided motorhome tours, each 3 to 4 weeks long. The first one in the season from Las Vegas. Then I do the second tour from Vancouver. Then third tour in Alaska. Then back to Vancouver for a while. That's interesting. All places I've never been. I've never been to Las Vegas. I don't have an interest in going to Las Vegas. I just figure there's a lot of people with substance abuse problems in Las Vegas. That substance abuse can be either gambling, prostitutes. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really interest me. I would enjoy gambling if it was like nickel dime quarter poker or $1 $2, but those high. We go on cruises frequently, or we used to, and poker tables are $25 minimum antes, and that's like no, I don't live that kind of a life though. Tour that goes through Yellowstone to Denver, then last tour of the year starts in Toronto. Okay, I've been to Colorado. Colorado went there last year, 2019. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We went on that bridge. What was it? The Royal Gorge. My daughter did not want to go on that. I didn't either, but I'm not going to go all that whole distance and not go on that. So, okay, I think the spacing's okay on this thing. Let's bring this up a little bit. The Western United States is very interesting. It's so dry though. See, I'd probably do well in the weather in Germany, because Germany's cold and wet, isn't it? And that's what I like. I like cold and I like wet. So Holland's probably wet too. Gotta be. Dryness kills me. Okay. But with this stuff this year, I don't think we'll be going to Europe anytime soon. I've never been. And this was the year that we were going to go. We're supposed to go in for my daughter's 15th birthday. We're going to do a European cruise, but it's all right. It's all right if we never go. I can still go on the Google Mobile and see what things look like. I know it's not the same, but I don't have to stress about trying to take 2 weeks off in a row. Not that big of a deal. These had less red in them. We need to bring these guys up a little bit. Keep them all even. Keep them all even. There we go. Oh, I can't see. I gotta see through this light.
Are you able to give her a ride?
Hmm?
Are you able to give her a ride?
2.
Queen Peace?
Sure.
10 minutes?
In 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, this little part is over with, so we got to go on take part in a delivery service. So, all right. Well, this is we'll catch back up next time, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.